Hello and welcome. My name is Mary and I'm the host of Prologues, a lifestyle podcast where each episode is like a digital journal entry detailing whatever it is I'm going through in life at the moment. I talk about my journey with mental health, relationships, wellness, beauty, personal development, and more. So join me every Monday morning for a reminder that we're all still figuring out life for the first time and you are still in the beginning of your personal story. Good morning and welcome back to another episode of Prologues. I don't know about anybody else, but I am starting to feel the first whispers of spring on the horizon and I'm really excited. Usually spring is my least favorite season ever, mainly because of my allergies, but also because back home in Virginia, spring would be the time where it's starting to get warm, but it's not hot enough to actually go do any like cool beach activities. But spring in Virginia could get really, really hot. And also I feel like there's a lot of pressure on spring, because you're coming out of your hibernation, you're coming out of your winter shell, and I love my winter shell, and it's when people start socializing a ton, so there's like pressure. I don't know, spring is usually not my favorite, probably mainly because of my allergies, but also because of that. This year, I am really excited for spring because I've never experienced a winter quite as dark as a Scottish winter, and so I'm starting to feel spring because yesterday it was still bright outside at like 4:45 p.m. and I felt something stir within my heart that I haven't felt in months. My bedroom is really dark. It only has one window, but that window isn't fully above ground, and so it's really dark in my bedroom. I'm not seeing how bright it's getting in the morning at the moment, but the fact that it is like almost 5 p.m. and still bright outside these days is really awakening something within me. And it's also a little bit more mild outside. I think we've perhaps seen the last snow of winter already. People are starting to talk about their spring and summer plans. I'm starting to feel it. So I'm really excited. It's awakening kind of a renewed like passion for life within me. As you guys know, I love winter and I love hibernating, but I am starting to feel that like freshness encompassing my life. And I told you guys at the start of the year, this is when, springtime is when I'm really going to focus a lot of my new year resolutions into. Maybe I'll do an entire episode on starting my year off with a bang when spring starts. But because I have been feeling a little renewed, a little more zest for life these days, I have been thinking about the concept of little luxuries, and that's what today's episode is all about. Everyday luxuries and little luxuries. And what I mean by that is little things that you can incorporate into your day-to-day life that just give you something to look forward to, help you romanticize your life, make your everyday experience on this earth a little bit more pleasant, pleasurable, luxurious, leisurely, delicious, wonderful, gorgeous. I also thought it was time for a little fun girly episode in season 2 of Prologues. I think I've really liked the episodes that we've had so far. I think this is going to be either the 7th or the 8th episode of the season. And I don't think we've had just like a little girly pop episode so far. So I want to do something fun, quick, short and sweet, And I love a list. So I have written down some of my little luxuries, and I'm hoping that sharing these with you inspires you to find the pleasure and the beauty in little small moments in your day-to-day life. Some of these are products. I'm not telling you you have to go out and buy the products. I'm just sharing what I really think are my little luxuries. Some of them that are products are things that are easily replicated. Like you don't need the specific product. It's just a general idea. And then some of them have nothing to do with products whatsoever. I don't think you need to go out and spend a lot of money in order to have little luxuries in your everyday life. Sometimes a luxury is just about the intention and like being slow and really savoring a moment and romanticizing your life. But then some of them are things that you can spend money on if you're in the mood. Lord knows I'm in the mood all the time. This is going to be a shorter episode today, and so I am going to go ahead and get right into it. Reason for that being I record multiple episodes at once, and so this is the second episode that I'm recording in one session, and so I kind of gave all my life updates in the last episode and didn't think about the fact that I was recording another episode and I would have no little chitter chatter to tell you at the beginning. That's on me. That was poor planning on my part. I need to space out my chitter chatter when I'm doing multiple episode recordings so that every episode has a little chatty session. But we live and we learn. So I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. Short and sweet episode today. Let's go. My first little luxury that starts every single day on the right foot is my Hatch alarm clock. Hatches are expensive. I do recommend mine. I love it, but any sunrise alarm clock would work. I've talked about this so many times, but the reason why I love my Hatch so much is that I wake up to the room gently getting lighter and brighter, and I wake up to lovely, calm nature sounds. The Hatch has this online library of a zillion different like light colors, light intensities, and noises, and you can customize a bedtime routine and a morning routine. So like every single day, the first part of my nighttime routine is that the light is red and it's like sounds like rainfall, and then the light goes off after 15 minutes and then it's just pink noise. I love pink noise. I like it more than white noise or brown noise. And then in the morning, the light is like a soft yellowy orange color because it's meant to mimic a sunrise. And then I wake up to bird sounds, and it's peaceful as fuck. So I think any sunrise alarm clock really helps start my day off on the right foot. I hate the iPhone alarms. They're so jarring. I feel like I'm being shocked out of sleep. The cortisol is spiking already and I haven't even stepped foot out of bed. So I like being gently woken up. I hate getting up with an alarm, period. I would love it if every day I could get up just naturally when my body wants to, but knowing me, that would probably be like 10 or 11 a.m. every single day. So if I have to use an alarm, I want it to be not jarring, very peaceful, and I'm loving my Hatch. Okay, another everyday little luxury. Like I said, little luxuries, well, let me say this. I think little luxuries are going to look different for every single person because they're going to be based off of what you value in your life and what you find to be pleasurable and beautiful. This list doesn't have to be your list. I'm just hoping that sharing my list encourages you to think about the little things in your day-to-day that make life beautiful and to continue to romanticize your life. So the second thing on my list is a handmade mug or just handmade dishes and pottery in general. I love handmade goods, especially when you're buying direct from the artisan because you just know how much work and time went into each piece. And so I have a couple of handmade mugs because I know a few ceramicists and I have purchased, like, I love to support my friends. So I purchased from their shops. And whenever I use them, I just think about my friends and I think about the real care and love that went into that piece. Buying handmade goods is more expensive than buying like mass produced from a factory goods. That's why this is a luxury, but you get to know that you're supporting a small business and a small artist, and you're going to have something that not everybody has. And I think that's a luxury too, is cultivating like a life full of unique things that not everybody has. So lately, because I've been under the weather, I've been making my favorite drink. It is ginger. I've been using a ginger shot, but you could use fresh or powdered ginger. Half of a lemon juiced, a big heaping spoonful of honey. I'm using Virginia honey that I literally brought over from the US. I know that I should be eating local honey to help with allergies, but I just love the way that Virginia clover honey tastes. So honey. And then I recently was given the recommendation to add fresh cracked black pepper. Mix it all together and add boiling water. And then you have like this delicious, healthy, fortifying winter drink. So I've been making that and then putting it into one of my handmade mugs, and the ritual of it, and then just getting to hold like that beautiful handmade mug. Amazing. Luxurious. I love it. Okay, the next one is any type of oil-based body wash. I have the L'Occitane one, but I know there's loads. I think Naturium makes one. I've used that and loved it. It's basically like a body wash because it's like an oily consistency. It leaves your skin feeling so soft and moisturized. So the only ones I've used are the Naturium one and the L'Occitane one, but just in general, like an oily body wash. I do tend to wash my body with a regular body wash first and then go in with the oil because I don't know, like they do lather and they have soap in them. But like, because they're so soft on the skin, sometimes I wonder how much they're really cleaning. So you don't have to use both, but I kind of use both. But then I follow up with that because my skin just feels so good afterwards. I feel soft and supple, and my skin feels like bouncy and hydrated. And especially in the winter when everybody is so dry, it's like an extra layer of moisturizer before you get out of the shower and actually put on like a body butter or anything. And it just feels good. It feels so good in the shower to be like a slippery little dolphin. That's how smooth and like slippery and shiny it makes your skin. So I love an oil-based body wash. I think this is going to be my new thing for life. I need to try every single one on the market. I'm obsessed. Obsessed. Okay, having fresh fruit in the house. Eating fresh fruit makes me feel like royalty. royalty. Bonus points if I can convince my husband to cut it up for me so that I don't have to. Doesn't even matter. Any fresh fruit. Something about, because I love a sweet tooth. I love sweet things. Fruit is that deep for me. And we've all had fruit before. So you might be listening to this and thinking like, it's just fruit. It's not that special. No, fruit is really deep for me. There's nothing more luxurious than eating fresh fruit, especially if you have gotten it from a farmer's market or something, or it's a new fruit that you've never tried before, or it's a fruit that just came in season. So it's really especially good all of a sudden. When it is orange season, I am eating up my life savings in orange costs. Every time I eat a piece of fresh fruit, I appreciate it and I savor it. And it means something to me. And I know this sounds crazy, but it's something I value so much. So that's a luxury to me. Okay, another little everyday luxury is really loving my outfit. And the way that I make sure that I love my outfit 9 times out of 10 is by having an outfit formula. I have limited brain capacity most of the time because I'm dumb as fuck. And so I want to know that whatever I put on my body, it's just going to work, and I'm not going to be fidgeting with my clothes, and I'm not going to feel insecure. And if I take a photo in it, I'm going to feel good. And the only way that I can accomplish that is through having an outfit formula, trial and error, figuring out what looks good. When I say outfit formula, I mean a combination of types of clothing items that you just know always works. So one of my favorite summer outfit formulas is a long sleeve t-shirt, a denim mini skirt, and Uggs or Birkenstocks with a cute sock or one of those tall socks. And then sunglasses and maybe a really slouchy bag. I love that formula. I wear an outfit in that category so often in the summertime, especially now where I live somewhere with cool summers. Mini skirt, Uggs or Birkenstocks, long sleeve shirt. It just works. I always feel good because when I have my legs out, I tend to like having my arms covered and vice versa. I used to be so confident with being basically naked outside, and now I have to be in a certain mood for it. But most of the time I do feel more comfortable when if something is uncovered, then the other half is covered. I really need to re-enter a naked era because I'm young and I'm hot and now is the time. Maybe that needs to be a goal of mine. Anyway, so that's an outfit formula. One of my favorite formulas right now is just cardigans and loose jeans. I also have been loving turtlenecks underneath button-up shirts. So layering a turtleneck underneath a button-up shirt. There's a lot happening on your neck. There's a big collar situation going on, but I love the way it looks. And a lot of times when I figure out an outfit formula, it's on accident because I will look back at a picture or a video that I'm filming where I'm wearing one specific outfit and I'm that looks really good. Let me recreate it with different but similar items. And then I do that and then I love that and just kind of goes from there. It also is really helpful because when I'm getting dressed in the morning, if I have no idea what to wear, I know that I will feel good in one of my outfit formulas, and feeling good in my outfit makes me feel better about my day. So having a good outfit formula elevates me and elevates my mood. Similar vein is loving my perfume, leaving my house knowing that I smell fantastic, knowing that someone is probably going to tell me I smell good, boosts me, and it just makes life feel fantastic. So whatever that looks like for you, whatever your favorite fragrance is, y'all know I don't believe in a signature fragrance, but if you do, fine. It's just having a fragrance that matches the vibe of the outfit, matches the mood that you're in, and makes you feel amazing because you smell so fantastic. Luxury. Let's see. Okay, another one of my little luxuries is when I was in Paris in December, I went to that place that's Bewley, Officine Bewley. I need to link it in the description box because I'm probably butchering that pronunciation. But they basically just make luxury self-care items. So you can go and get a fancy hairbrush or comb engraved. They do make fragrances. They make lotions, mouthwashes, tortoiseshell toothbrushes. They make those really old school shaving kits for men. You can monogram a lip balm in a tin. Just really beautiful pieces. And I went and I got a mouthwash bottle, and I have since used up the mouthwash that was in the bottle. The bottle is stunning. It has this beautiful design. The lid is this little golden globe. It looks so luxe and vintage and fancy. And so now I'm just refilling it with other mouthwash and continuing to use it because it also looks fantastic in my bathroom. And that's a little luxury because when I grab that gorgeous little bottle instead of a typical Listerine or whatever type of bottle, and that's what I'm taking my mouthwash from, I feel bougie and I feel fancy as hell. And you could do that with any fancy bottle, I think, for mouthwash. I've seen people fill whiskey decanters with mouthwash. I love the vibe. I love anything. Like, I think the essence of a little luxury is about taking something that you have to do every day anyway, like brush your teeth or get dressed, and finding a way to elevate it to make it something you look forward to. Makes your whole day feel a little bit more special. I think so much of what constitutes an everyday luxury is based in self-care and investing in yourself, because you actually deserve to have a pleasant life that you enjoy. I know that's like a groundbreaking concept because we glorify suffering in today's society, but you do deserve to have a pleasurable life that you love. And that can look however you want it to look, and you can invest as much as you want to invest into it, because it's all based on what you value and what matters to you. But that's what it's about. Everyday experiences that you can find a way to make more special. Okay, something else. Warm towels when I get out of the shower. I currently live in a home that has radiators, and so I've never lived with radiators before. But for the first time in my life, I'm warming up my towels before I get out of the shower by draping them over the radiator, and it is gorgeous. It makes me feel so fancy. It makes me feel cozy in a way I can't even describe, especially in this cold Scottish winter. I know people get towel warmers or towel warming racks for their bathrooms, and I always kind of looked at those before and I was like, I'm sure that is nice, but that doesn't feel necessary. Like, it just feels like an overcomplicated, unnecessary step when it comes to bathing. I stand so corrected. Nothing feels better than having a warm towel when you get out of the shower. So I'm accomplishing that with a radiator right now, and I hope if I move into a home one day that does not have a radiator, I will need to buy a towel warmer because I can't live without it anymore. Okay, so another one is cuter receptacles in which to organize your trinkets and your piles of mess. I'm definitely a person who has piles of things around the house, and I have learned that the trick to making your home look clean, even when you have like disorganized piles, is to just put the piles in a cute basket or on a tray or something like that, so that it looks like they're meant to be there on purpose. And then same thing with like a jewelry dish or a trinket dish. Having just a cuter receptacle to throw your keys and mail into that looks really intentional makes the whole house look better. And then you don't have to like tackle every single pile every time you want a clean looking home, because you have a cute basket or tray or whatever to put it in. Game changing, life changing. Like, I can't believe it took me this long to figure that out. So that is definitely an everyday luxury. The next two kind of go together, and that is slow mornings and slow evenings. A true luxury in life is not feeling rushed in the morning. And unfortunately, that usually means getting up earlier. That's the thing about little everyday luxuries, is they do take work so that you can give yourself a more pleasurable experience, unfortunately. I hate getting up early in the morning, but every single time I do, I'm so happy I did, because when I have a slow morning all to myself, no one else is awake, no one's asking me for anything, no one's emailing, no one's texting, the rest of the world is asleep, and I can take as long as I want to do my makeup, to eat, as long as I want to journal or plan. I can, practice piano in the morning and I don't feel bad about it because it's not taking up time in my day. That is the epitome of luxury to me, is not having to rush to the next thing. I do hate getting up early, so I wish I was having a slow morning more often these days. I'm really not. It's something I need to prioritize more in the future, because I never regret it and I always, always have the best time. Sometimes I get like my best cleaning and organizing done in the morning because it feels like a cheat code, because it's not during the day when I'm expected to be productive. So if I'm doing it in the early morning when there's no expectations of productivity, I feel more motivated to do it in the first place. I don't know what that says about me. I love it. And then same thing with a slow evening. What this means for me is not watching TV until 15 minutes before I want to go to bed, and then rushing through a shower and my skincare and brushing my teeth and my hair, and then just getting straight into bed. I really like to unwind in the evening. My biggest takeaway that I've learned is that I really can't have an evening of unwinding if I'm spending the whole evening watching TV. Matt and I love watching TV. We eat in front of the TV way too often. Like, we're a TV family. I don't know. I didn't grow up in a TV family whatsoever, but now we are a TV family, me and Matt. And I mean, it's just so easy. Like, you find a show that you love that you're hooked on, you watch another episode, let's just do one more, let's just do one more. Next thing you know, it's like, you're like, oh, I really need to go to bed so I can get up on time in the morning. And then you're just rushing through everything and to get in bed. And then you're not going to fall asleep quickly because you haven't taken the time to unwind. So cutting back on TV and starting my bedtime routine way earlier in the evening and just not rushing helps me get way better sleep, and also helps me get up earlier the next day as well. Also, if I'm getting up early in the morning, I want to go to bed earlier anyway. So they go hand in hand. They work really well together. I just think it is just hard to make myself do it because it's not the easiest thing in the moment, but so often the things that aren't the easiest in the moment are what like end up making you feel the happiest overall, because the delayed gratification and knowing that you're investing a little bit more time and effort into yourself makes you feel nice. It's like the love language thing. Like, if your love language is acts of service towards other people, then you can show yourself love with acts of service. And this is kind of what that is like too. Okay, this is one I've been loving recently, and that is getting wine from an actual wine shop, meat from an actual butcher, etc. Again, this is an example of doing something that is less convenient in the moment, because if you're going grocery shopping or something, going to more than one place to get all of your stuff is less convenient. This is more, I think it's more normal here because in the UK, there just aren't as many places where you can go to get everything. And I do actually miss that. Like, grocery stores tend to be smaller. There isn't just like one-stop shops as much as there is in the US. Like, if you walk into a Walmart supercenter in the US, you can get body wash, bread, wine, a garden rake, like batteries, a bedroom fan, clothes hangers. Like, you can get everything in one place, and that just isn't really the case here. And so I've kind of gotten used to having to go to multiple stores to get like all my stuff in general. I understand that that's super annoying in the moment, but it's like one of those things where you just, you set aside your Sunday afternoon to get all your stuff, and then you just love it for the rest of the week. So we have found this wine shop in Stockbridge. It's called Communique or Communique, and it's a beautiful wine shop, and the guy who runs it is so knowledgeable about wines. There's so many wines in that store, and you can grab any of them off the shelf and he can tell you every single detail about it. And so we've been loving, like, instead of just buying grocery store wine, we've been loving going to the wine shop and just talking to the guy and being like, I would love to try something like this, or I really like this wine. What would you recommend, for something similar? And then just hearing him talk about something he's passionate about, learning a little bit more about wine, and then getting a bottle that you can't find in like a Tesco makes, like, when we eventually open that wine and drink it, it makes every single sip more special and more luxurious because we chose that wine with so much care and intention. Whenever we have guests come stay at the house, or when we go on like little Airbnb weekends like we did for anniversary, anytime we want to have like wine, or if we're planning like, maybe Friday night, we're going to cook a really special dinner together, we want a bottle of wine to go with it. Taking that extra step to drive to the wine shop and asking someone knowledgeable and picking something out with so much intention, luxury. And the same concept applies to like going to a bakery to get your bread or going to a butcher to get your meat. Not only are you getting a better quality product, but you're also getting to support a small business. You're also getting to learn more about whatever it is that you're consuming from an expert, and it just feels fancy. It feels really fancy, and I'm excited for farmers market season to be back up in full swing in the spring and summer because I love a farmers market for the same concept. It's just luxurious to spend time on yourself like that. It really is. Okay, another one is having actual stationery in your home for when you need it. I feel so good when someone's birthday is coming up and I already have like a stack of birthday cards at the house. And so I don't have to run out to like a CVS and get a cheesy little card last minute for their birthday because I have a stack of cards at the house. Thank you notes, condolence cards, just like anything. Or if you want to send a letter to somebody, you need them more often than you think. Or at least I need them more often than I would have realized. You can get stationery from most bookstores or, card shops, but you can also order online. I have a stack of blank cards that have my name on them. And so it's like from Mary Skinner, and they have just kind of like generic artwork on the front, and they're totally blank inside so that they work for every occasion. And it feels so personal and special to get to deliver somebody a card. One, that you didn't have to like run out last minute and find, but two, like has your name on it. It's so fun. Next time you're in a bookstore or something similar and they have stationery, pick up a little pack of cards. I swear you will use them more than you think you will. Sort of along with that is having decent pens, especially if you're a journaler or a planner or something. Nothing's more annoying than a pen that's running out of ink, that is the wrong ballpoint size, that the ink skips, it's a color you don't like. Like for me, I do not want to write with a pen that is over a 0.7. Even 0.7 is pushing it sometimes. I love a 0.5. I want a skinny, snatched little line when I write with the pen. And so getting a couple of pens, not like crazy expensive ones, but just like your pens, and then keeping track of them and not letting anyone take them and always knowing where they are, so you're never like running around your house looking for a pen. Luxury. I know that I like black rollerball 0.7 pens. That's the only thing, or 0.5 pens. That's what I want to write with. The ink is so smooth. It just glides, but it also dries down quickly so you can close the book straight away. I use it when I'm like, if I'm annotating a book or I'm like underlining a passage in a book, I like an even skinnier one, like a 0.5 or a 0.3. So there's multiple different pens for multiple different uses. Like when I'm writing a letter, I'll probably use a 0.7. Like having, I know this is such a nerdy thing, but having the right pen on hand elevates your experience. And because I love to journal and because I love to plan, imagine if I was every single day opening my journal and trying to write and I had a pen that was running out of ink. That would drive me crazy and I wouldn't journal. So having the right pen elevates the experience. Okay, I have two more. One that's still a little luxury, and then two that is a bigger luxury, but I was going to mention it anyway. So my last little luxury is fancy butter with sea salt crystals. I really like French butter, but more than that, I love butter that has so much salt that you can see the sea salt crystals in the butter. I think unsalted butter is pointless. There's nothing I like more than a good, creamy, rich, deep yellow colored salted butter. I will eat it plain. I love putting butter on dates. I love it on a good sourdough, like so much butter that the sourdough is drowning in it. I love butter. When I was younger and growing up in my crazy vegan household, we didn't have any dairy most of the time, but I can remember still the days where when I was really young, we still had real butter. That got phased out eventually as my parents got more intense with the veganism. They didn't used to eat the butter, but like the kids could eat the butter. Then they phased that out completely and there was no dairy of any kind in the house. And that might be in part because the butter was like the only like salty, creamy thing in the house. And so I would just cut off chunks from a stick of butter and eat it. Like I love butter so much. I could eat like a butter platter the way that other people eat cheese platters. Like if you gave me an artisanal selection of different butters from different lands, that sounds amazing. And so one thing that I always prioritize when I'm getting groceries is a really nice butter. I'll eat it on everything. And that's not the butter that I cook with. That's not the butter that you use in a recipe. It's the butter that you eat when you really want the taste of butter to be at the forefront of a meal. Oh, so good. So good. So I just always make sure to have a good butter because I know that I love it. And if I know that I love it and it's not that hard to get, why would I not allow myself that pleasure and that joy? Okay, the last one that I have for today's short and sweet episode this is a bigger one for sure. It's my gym membership. And I pay extra for a gym that has a sauna. The reason why I say this is still like an everyday luxury is because I get every cent worth out of my gym membership. I go so often. I'll go to the sauna even when I'm not working out. And then my gym is also part of a members club. So then there's also like co-working spaces. I'm going to head to the co-working space after I finish recording this. So I get a lot out of the membership and I make the most of it. And that's why I consider it to be one of my everyday luxuries. Not a little luxury per se, but an everyday luxury for sure. I just learned about this other wellness club in Edinburgh that has a gym, also has a sauna, but it's a bigger sauna, and they have a pool. And I'm really torn right now because the other place, the new place, I don't think they have a members club with co-working spaces. And I really love the co-working spaces, but they've got a pool and a much bigger sauna, and it's a traditional sauna, not an infrared. I think I'm going to go take a tour and then decide, because having both would be crazy. But now that I know that there's this like indoor pool and it's somewhere I can walk to, I can't get it out of my head. I really can't get it out of my head because my gym back in Arlington had a hot tub, a cold pool, a sauna, and a steam room, and also like a gym, obviously. And I used every single one of those amenities. I got every cent out of my gym membership. So that's why I'm like, I'm feeling kind of tempted right now. That is just something to me that makes life worth living. Sauna access. That sounds dramatic. It's not. I'm being so dead serious. I love being in a sauna so much you wouldn't believe. It makes me feel so amazing. It makes me feel bougie. It makes me feel like I'm really doing one for my self-care. I feel so good. So that's why I'm like contemplating right now. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to go check it out and then I'll make a decision. But yeah, having a gym that isn't just a gym, it also offers amenities that I genuinely do use that feel luxurious, makes my life better, and it makes my gym experience better. It makes every workout class more fun knowing I can sit in the sauna for 10 minutes afterwards. That also motivates me to go to the gym more because I want to be in the sauna. So everything about it is good. It brings me joy, it brings me happiness. It truly is something I look forward to all the time. So that's another one. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. I know that it was shorter than normal, but I just wanted to do like a fun little girly, not serious, not deep episode today. And I also think something like this is fun because when you stop and think about your everyday luxuries, it's also a moment to have gratitude for different things in your life. At least that's how I felt when I was writing my list. It was almost like gratitude journaling because I was just reminding myself of all the things I have to be grateful for and everything that like I could take for granted, but I'm choosing not to, that truly makes life better. I hope that this inspires you to really think about your own everyday luxuries, maybe to incorporate a few new ones in your life to really like make your normal experiences every day more special. You know, over here at Prologues, we are all about romanticizing your life. And I hope that this inspired you. So thank you so much for listening and for spending your Monday morning with me. And I will talk to you guys very, very soon.